Is that a treehouse? That's a treehouse. That's neat. Above a playground? That's bugs as hell. There's bugs as hell in that motherfucker. I'll tell you that. What's with the big space in between posting videos? You got nothing going on? Well, Beth and Lily came down with COVID, and then I came down with COVID. So I had a 2-week vacation I had to take. Lily had been complaining about badass headaches. She's a badass baby with badass headaches. And she had a temperature up the ass. That was all she had, though. In fact, if I had to bet money, I'd say it came through her. From where, I don't know. She wasn't in school yet. Probably one of the dumbass neighbor kids. I know which one I'm thinking of. His dad had said he was sick. Well, the kid said his dad was sick. And I asked the dad about it. He was like, it was a stomach flu. I'm like, okay. Sure it was. So he gets sick. And then about 6 days later, Lily gets sick. And then about 3 days later, Beth gets sick. And then about 4 days later, I get sick. Lily was the first out of us to show symptoms. And she had a much more positive result, percentage-wise, than Beth in the results. We officially decided it came from Beth's work. I don't think it did. But it had been running through the staff at her work for about a month. It was only a matter of time before we got it. My head was stuffy for 2 days, 3 days maybe. Oh, okay. That wasn't the dumbest thing I've ever seen, but it's close. Why wouldn't they turn in back there? Why wouldn't you turn in back there where it's easier? What the fuck, man? I hate people. I've already seen 4 stupid fucking things that if I would have had my paintball system, I would have used it on them. If that was a thing. It'd be for everybody, though. Am I going that slow? Fuck, bitch. Everybody's flying by me, too. Like I'm not even moving. Bitch, I'm going 45. Fuck, man. I'm speeding anyway, a few miles over. I'm sorry I'm not going 10 over. Look at all these fuckers. I'm not grumpy, I swear to God. It's just, what the fuck, man? There's this truck when I was dropping Lily off. This fucking truck jumped around me like they were behind me. And then they jutted out and went around and jutted back in front of me and then let their kid out. It's like you saved your kid like 20 steps. Who the fuck cares? Your kid could have been out already. Like, what the fuck, man? And I wonder if their kid was like, drop me off further up. I'd have been like, get the fuck out of my car. Okay. I don't understand, man. What the fuck are people doing? Has everybody been off for 2 weeks and nobody fucking knows how to drive? I was reading an article about these pilots that have made some dumb mistakes, and they're like, "Well, we've been off for so long because of COVID. We're rusty." And there's people making fun of them, and I believe the group I saw it on was, "You're not the dumbest person in the world, but you better hope they don't die." It was a group like that, and it's not really fair to the pilots. I know it sucks. It sucks to think a pilot could make a mistake. But there is, I mean, for real, there is so much that's just automatically programmed in a pilot. You're gonna lose a few. You're gonna lose a few little things. And they're probably minor. There's so many redundancies. I doubt any of these mistakes brought anybody close to any kind of danger. But when you have 3,000 things to remember, and you don't run them fucking 20 times a week, or 5 times a week, or even 3 times a week, or however many times these guys were flying, and you have a fucking 6 or 7 or 8 month fucking block of not flying at all, which a lot of these fuckers had, yeah, you're gonna fucking get rusty. And I was reading through the comments like, don't even respond to that, don't even respond to that. It's not fair. Fuck, just PvP in World of Warcraft. I quit playing for like 4 months and go back and get my ass beat. That's a lot more split second, you're dead shit though. There's not 800 redundancies. I'm not looking forward to seeing whatever the fuck's waiting for me at work. I guess last week, I think a guy from California came out to run it. Or the previous week, the first week. And then the second week, the same guy came out to run it. That did almost as many errors in 4 days as we had done in 10 months. So yeah, I'm not psyched. I'm not excited to see what the next 2 weeks brings at work. And that's just what we know about. I don't know if he got calls from shit he sent out the first day and fixed them on that Friday. I don't know. I didn't look in the paperwork. I don't want to look in the paperwork. I don't want to fucking know. But the guy that does receiving, he had like a week and a half's worth of shit piled up. Tons of pallets. Like 4 or 5 shipments. And I'd been, some of the shit that came in, I would just put up. It's like, he's not doing it, so I got to get out of the way. It's very fucking frustrating. Like, hey man, I understand we got all this space to store shit, but it doesn't mean you should fucking do nothing until 2 p.m. I've never seen anybody talk on the phone as much as this dude talks on the phone. He's not even like 18. He's like 30. I don't understand, man. Now I understand when I'll fuck around and play video games and shit when there's like no orders printed. But the last week or 2 that I'd worked, there was no time for that shit. I didn't have any time for it. I had orders, I was doing shit the whole time. And it's kind of annoying when you're working and you just see someone sitting at their desk all day. Like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, we have one forklift, but there's all kinds of shit that can be thrown up without needing a forklift. Like, you could do 2/3 of the shit with no forklift. 2/3 of the work. Split up the pallets that need split up. Get them ready. That's what I fucking did. When I was doing inbound and he was doing outbound, I'd pull the pallets apart. And then while he was pulling shit, I'd be splitting up the pallets. And then once he was on the forklift, I'd have them all ready to go. Everything's all marked off. Just need to throw them in shelves. And then when he gets down on the forklift, throw them in shelves. No problem. I was doing fucking cycle counts. Oh, I don't know if we did cycle counts last month. Oh, this is my turn. I don't give a shit. Looks like I'm not making this turn, lol. I thought the Keating one was my turn. Oh, motherfucker. But it was not my turn. So then I missed my turn. Oh, man. So I wonder if portobello mushrooms is portobello mushrooms. Once again, I wish I had 2 different cameras or 2 different phones or whatever. I might really need to look into a better recording setup that gets better audio from me, more steady video, and frees up my phone so I could do things like, okay, Google, how do you pronounce portello mushrooms? Because it might be porteo. Portobello. Portobello. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like we should switch the way we used to do it before he came around. Well, actually, it was with David we were doing it like this. When I started, when shipments would come in, we would both we wouldn't do outbound shit. We would both divide and conquer and put up all the fucking inbound shit together. And then we would do whatever, like one person would do UPS, one person would do freight, and we'd have like a few hours in the afternoon to fuck around while nothing was printing. That's what we did. But it's not so bad right now when we can fuck around for an hour or 2 and wake up when we get there and do minor shit, will calls, whatever, paperwork, emails. A lot of emails sometimes. Sometimes we need like an hour and a half in the morning just to fucking get through emails. Fucking emails, man. Yeah, I woke up at 3 in the morning last night. I've been anxious because, see, I read so much about COVID and I'm aware of the clotting potential that COVID brings, that adds to the equation. The virus clots shit up. So in some cases it looks as bad as, or worse than blood clots normally. And not white blood cells, what is it? The plaque around the edges, that shit like that. But it can build up fast. So I'm aware it can cause heart attacks, and that's where the brain problem, well, that's part of the brain problem, and that's where the strokes come in. And I know that it's in my system. I'm aware. And I know just because you don't have any fucking symptoms doesn't mean it's not in you. That's why you test positive for so long. Well, some people test positive for up to a month and a half after they first get it, because it's still in there. It's just your body knows how to deal with it. But it's in there and it's reproducing. It's not totally gone. It can flare up. A lot of shit out there, a lot of knowledge. And I try to read all of it. And all it does is scare the shit out of me. So that's why I woke up at 3 in the morning last night. Like feeling like, am I gonna die? There was the day before, and it's probably pointless. I understand the statistics. The majority of people seem to have been making it so far. Vast majority. I understand that. A lot of them have damage, but so I woke up last night, like paying attention to my fucking... Plus I've been reading about hypertension. That's not good. I have hypertension. That's one of the things that I kind of one of the best arguments for losing weight. Get that hypertension under control without medication, because that could be scary too, especially when you're manic. You have ups and downs anyway that affect your blood pressure. Which never really comes up with me because that's the least of my fucking problems. I have fucking crippling depression when I'm on my highs, so it's not really something I worry that much about. I'm just aware of it. My least favorite thing about, I understand there's mountains and shit around, but the majority of the valley is flat. It's fucking flat. There's no goddamn landmarks. It's not like Omaha where you can know where you are because you're surrounded by all these different bluffs. So you can just kind of see what bluffs are near you and know where you are. Get over behind this dude. Behind dirt bike dude. That license plate has, oh, that's a F22. No, F22, one engine. F35. It has one engine. F35, that's small. F22s are big. Raptors are big. So that's the F35 Lightning. I don't remember the F35's name. F-22's Raptor. Badass plane. I've been watching these guys that fly these planes make YouTube videos talking about dogfights and all this other shit. Well, not really. They don't really dogfight like in fucking Top Gun. They practice it, but out in the field, they pretty much always shoot motherfuckers down from miles away. But if they get to a dogfight, they know how to deal with it. It's interesting reading or listening to him talk about all that shit. I read about it too. And Quora or whatever, Quora, I end up getting tagged because I read them, so they must know, oh, you must like this shit. So I get tagged in a lot of the fighter jet, Navy, Marines, all Air Force, all that shit. I end up reading a lot of it. So white, I apologize. I don't know what all these cones are about, so I'm going to shut this off and dig in. Bye.